Welcome to our second part tutorial covering advanced branching, and in this tutorial we're going to be covering checkboxes or select all that apply question types and how you can use the advanced branching feature to skip to various subsequent questions that pertain to groups of options that have been selected. And we've created a sample survey here that we've worked with in the first video covering advanced branching, but we've gone ahead and added some of the branching logic already to this survey. As you can see from the different icons, this is a simple branching icon, this is a complex branching icon. So we can go ahead and look at this survey. We've adjusted some of the responses in text so that it makes some logical sense. So let me go in and by the way, you can click on these icons to get an overview of the branching logic, or you can always go right into the advanced branching menu as I've just done now. So here we have two rules that we've created, and you can click on them to get the details. So here's the first rule. We're using question 5. Which of the following services do you use of ours is the question. And since it's a checkbox or choose all that apply question type, it's slightly different than the single response question types that we covered in the first video. So here we have different options, and one is contains one of, contains generally. You can still do is exact, or even do number selected in this particular, but we're going to use contains one of, because we want to select, as we have here, two options. So this is a financial services company. They offer various services, as you can see, and we're going to isolate two of those services and route these particular customers to a particular subsequent question that pertains to a follow-up question for these services. So that's how we've set this particular branching logic up, and the rule for those conditions will skip us to question 7. And please rate the following based on importance, and that's a grid or matrix question, which we can show you when we preview this survey. So I'm going to go ahead and save that rule, and here is another rule that we've added for the same question, question 5. We're also using the contains of condition, and we have selected 3 options or responses in this particular question, and those are mortgage services, financial planning, and insurance services. So perhaps the thinking is that a different demographic or a different type of customer is going to be likely to pick these 3, whereas a different type of customer would select these 2 products or services. That's the general logic that we're following in this example. So that's the rule and the conditions of the rule. So what are the actions based on those conditions if they're met? So we're going to skip to a different question asking for open-ended feedback, open-ended comments in this particular question. So those are the 2 rules set in this particular advanced branching. So we're just going to go ahead and save those. And so that's of question 5. So question 5, ATM or teller, is going to skip us down to question 7, giving us this matrix question. And then if they select mortgage services, financial planning, or insurance services, it will jump us down to this open-ended question. And let's take a look at that. Let's go in here, take a look at what we set for our advanced branching here. And this is interesting. What we've done here is we have actually set advanced branching for an open-ended comment, and we are using the contains condition, and you can insert any keywords. So we've inserted the word poor. So if anyone responding to this question uses the word poor, then it will follow a certain action, and this action is to skip to what we've actually inserted here is an HTML page providing what we call an information page, where you can include media, text, whatever, and you'll see when we preview that we're actually including a statement telling this customer that a satisfaction alert has been triggered and an agent will be helping them momentarily. And the way our satisfaction alerts work is you can set trigger points at any response to any question and have that routed via email or SMS to a service manager right there in the store. So you have the opportunity to intercede with a customer who needs immediate attention. So we'll go ahead and save this rule and close this out. Oops, let's save that. And so you can see here, this is the text. We're sorry to hear you had a poor experience today. Service agent has been notified and will be with you shortly. Now, we have a different icon here. This is the simple branching icon. So we've added some, let's take a look at this, simple branching based on how they responded. So after they proceed to this question, we're routing them to the end of the survey. So let's just go ahead and cancel that. And why don't we take a quick preview at this survey. So we're going to go ahead and answer the survey here, and here's our question 5 where we select, now we said contains, so it can be one or both of these responses will route us to our particular branching question, which it did. So it's sending us to a question asking us to rate the following based on importance, which we will do here. And then we will go to the final question in the survey. So now let's go back and preview this again, but let's select the other checkboxes or choose all that apply options in this survey for question 5. I'm just randomly selecting the first few questions here. Now, before we selected ATM or teller, but now if we select one or more of this group of responses, it will route us to the open-ended question. And let's say the service was poor today. So you notice I'm using one of those keywords that we had identified. So now we will be routed to a particular message. We're sorry to hear the poor experience today. A service agent has been notified and will be with you shortly. Next, end of survey. And in fact, a satisfaction alert has now been triggered, and the service manager of this branch or up the chain of command, their phones are ringing right now with enough information for them to go to this particular customer at this location, at this device, and intercede and intervene and provide any kind of service recovery necessary. So I'm going to go and close this. And that is a quick overview of how you can set advanced branching logic with choose all that apply or checkbox type questions. Thank you very much, and stay tuned for our follow-up video in our part 3 video of advanced branching. Thank you.